Please don't speak to me like that. I am simply saying that you...
Will you shut up? Hey. Shut the hell up. Shut up. Shut up. Skylar. Shut up.
Please
shut up.
Stop.
Shut up. 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 Shut up.
What? I'm sorry. Please don't speak to me like that. I am simply saying that you...
Will you shut up?
Hey.
Shut the hell up. Shut up. Shut up.
Skylar.
Shut up.
Please
shut up.
Stop.
Shut up. 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 Shut up.
What? I'm sorry. Please don't speak to me like that. I am simply saying that you...
Will you shut up?
Hey.
Shut the hell up. Shut up. Shut up.
Skylar.
Shut up.
Please
Shut up.
Stop.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Girls and girls passed me by, and I didn't want you to pass me by when I saw you. I thought you were the one for me, and I'm pretty sure you feel the same way.
Looney Tooney. This is Cynthia Ortiz. These are the Charles Perry Stalker podcasts. No, Mr. Perry, absolutely not. And if you can't tell by 12 years of rejection and lawsuits and kicking and screaming and fighting you off me, you need to be put in the funny farm, and you're about to be. These guys that got me the Fabian puzzle are about ready to do that, sir. You are not wanted. I do not like you. Get it through your head, you disgusting... golly. You make my skin crawl, and I have said that over and over and over and over and over. And this delusional soap opera of yours is ridiculous. It's making people vomit. You need to get a life. You truly need to get off your fat, lazy ass, stop perverting around all day, playing in your little pretend land, and go work, and go be normal, and go be with your family, and stop bothering me and mine. I mean, we've had enough. I'm not shitting you. They got me that puzzle in jail. It's not your name on that, is it? No, because you're not what I want. And I only had to say it one time. You are absolutely disgusting. And you look as ridiculous as Neil here. So these are the Charles Perry Stalker podcasts. This is Cynthia Ortiz. We're going to do the disclaimer. Use allegedly. Nobody's been found guilty in a court of law yet. Apply the but for and a reasonable, prudent individual standard to these. But for Mr. Perry's delusional soap opera, icked and slimed all over us and shoved down everybody else's throat until we're barfing and gagging on it, we wouldn't do these. But for the danger he poses, we wouldn't do these. These are the documents stalking, just as the National Stalking Resource Victim Center says to do. Act like a reasonable, prudent individual. When a woman says no, no means no. Your imaginary affair is disgusting to everybody, sir. Act like a reasonable, prudent individual. I kid you not. They're all of you. They're talking to the shrink this morning about all of you. Something wrong with the mental status of these guys. If they continue to get caught and go at it and continue to get caught, they do the same thing every day. They get the same results. Charles, I don't want you. You disgust me to my core. You are the most repulsive, turn-off, ick I've ever seen in my life. You need to get a grip on reality. You are making a fool of yourself. It embarrasses me. You're embarrassing me. And I want you to stop. I assert all constitutional rights. The First Amendment. I can do exactly what she's doing. I can do whatever I want. It's not illegal to tell on somebody who's breaking the law and hurting you. Charles, you need to shut up. Please shut up. This is not a conversation, Peep and Tom. This is a recording. It's a podcast. I'm not asking what you think. We're all sick of hearing it. We're sick and tired of hearing it. Will you please shut the hell up? Get off me, rapist. Get the hell off me. I assert my First Amendment right to talk about the crime being committed against me every fucking day. When you go into a court of law and you lie, that's perjury, Mr. Perry. You got caught again this morning, didn't you? Yeah, when you bother me, you guys get caught. So the shrink is being consulted. Why are these guys never respond appropriately to what's happening and what she's saying? It's like they have no idea. It's like they have no idea what she just said, and they have no idea what's happening. But when you get caught every day for 12 years, Perry, McNamara email was the first you know. And what that email says is Charles is trying to arrange a false arrest to coerce me into doing something I don't want to do. And he's not stopped. He'll just go at it from a different angle, and he did it again today. This morning, early this morning. So you're caught. And I apply the 14th Amendment. I have the 14th Amendment constitutional right to the application of all the laws. Anti-stalking, anti-voyeurism, anti-hacking and cloning, anti-peep and Tom. Get out, Charles. Get the hell out. Get off your ass and go be normal and go work. And stop bothering everybody with your soap opera. It is disgusting. It's delusion. It's embarrassing. 12 years. I haven't rejected you for a day or a week or a month. It has been a decade, sir. Get a grip on reality. The application of Title 18 of the United States Code, 1512, 1513. I'm a witness in more than one of your crimes. Fuck off. There are other victims. Fuck off. Al, he's typing in my phone again today. He thinks you're a leak. What that means for you, sir, is pay attention to what happened to Lucky and Mike. Get a grip on reality. Deal with reality, Al. It might cost you your life if you don't. He's typing my phone. He thinks you're a leak. I'm not told that, Mr. Perry. I've said that over and over and over and over and over. We're sick and tired of the repeat, Mr. Perry. Get a grip on reality. Al, if you get coaxed somewhere, do not go. They think you're a leak. I'm not told that. I don't know who the leaks are. I don't know what information they get from a leak or a wiretap order or some other kind of investigatory order. I'm not told that, Charles Perry. Mr. Perry, write it down. I don't know, and I wouldn't help you if I did. We all want you gone. We're sick of this. We're sick of you. You're making everybody mad. Your little group of weirdos aren't mad. You guys are sitting around trying to figure out how to ruin me, how to make me fail. I'm doing something right, or you wouldn't do that. You will cease and desist. If you don't, it's going to be done for you. They got the Fabian puzzle to me in jail. It wasn't up to you, nor is this. They're having a meeting today to figure out which ones of you need to be put in a mental hospital, because you act like you have no idea what's happening, and as many times as you get caught, you ought to know cause and effect. You don't have any cognitive reasoning skills. When you mess with me, you get caught. Why is that? If you can't figure it out by now, you need to be in a nut house. You're not all there. When Charles invades my privacy, when he contacts me in any form at all, I am disgusted by it. It makes all my skin crawl. You are nasty, sir. You're a turnoff. Women don't like peep and toms. You have nothing romantic. There's no real love life. It's all in your head. You look ridiculous. It doesn't go both ways. And I have said that over and over and over and over and over, day after day after day. You make my skin crawl and I want to barf. There's nothing romantic there. Get a grip on reality. You're an embarrassment to me. I wouldn't walk in a room with you for millions because you embarrass me. You're weirdo. And the other thing is you get caught and you think you can do it anyway. And nobody understands why the hell you think that. So the shrink is being talked to today. Why in the fuck do they do this? They're acting like they have no idea what's happening and no idea what she's saying. Never do they respond right. None of them. So all of them have something wrong with them. It's also not normal to want to ruin someone. Charles, you have no chance of a date with me ever. 12 years, you're nothing but a little rejected fail. You need to get a grip on reality. You seriously need to be in a mental hospital. You're no different than John Hinckley Jr. You're a cop killer, sir. You're caught now. You don't have a love life. You have a daydream imagination that is bizarre. You're a criminal. Stalking is a felony, sir. I assert my 14th Amendment right to the equal application of that law. Are you misogynist? Is there gender discrimination here? Do I have a lawsuit, another lawsuit? The 14th Amendment requires, demands equal protection under the law. Are y'all not able to? Do you have a crackerjack box law degree, like we keep saying? Get out of my phone, Charles. Get out of my computers. Get your cameras off me. You don't have my consent. You never did. Get off me, rapist. Get off me, rapist. It's stalking. That's it. No one has caught your crime more than me. Add the numbers up. How many times were you guys caught before you met me? How many after? And you think they don't have a shrink going, golly, that's not normal. To continue? First of all, it's not normal to want to hurt somebody. Want to ruin somebody. Second of all, it's not normal to keep doing it when you keep getting caught. I think all of them need to be in a mental hospital, institutionalized, because their responses are not appropriate to what's happening. It's like they have no idea. So I get out this morning. My guys are like, they're all freaking out. You're going to the store. Tell the DA she's going to the store. She might find out. We're going to put her back in jail again. We found another way to try to do the McNamara email all over again. You've tried to make me go back to Texas where you can do more to me. Over and over. These are recordings. What law enforcement agency has those, Mr. Perry? Who got me the McNamara email? Who got me the Michael's drugged email? Who got me the harassment email? Who got me the we need her shoe print email? Who got me the Fabian puzzle in jail? It wasn't up to you, was it? What I found out this morning wasn't up to you, was it? Nope, it was not. I have people in power, sir, that I know that are helping me, and you can't get to them. You're making everybody mad. Everybody's sick and tired of the suffering you're causing. Now, you either get that or you don't. You can find out the hard way if you must. Josh Schulte was being discussed this morning. So, what is wrong with you? The conversations that you have most of the time when you're sitting around trying to figure out how to make me fail are recorded and given to police, and then I hear them. You sit and watch me in my home. You know I have a secured phone. So last night, I have they're getting in my money. I mean, they've been taking my money for a long time. Grand larceny with intent to coerce. Interference with contracts and commerce with intent to coerce. One way of witness tampering. I'm not going to change my story, Charles. My story's on the docket. That's my story. That's my testimony. Your harassment isn't going to make me change, but I'll tell you what, it sure pisses us all off. Don't contact me. I hate it. It disgusts me. And the more you bother me, the more you invade my privacy, the more you contact me in any form at all, Mr. Perry. The more you ick and slime your delusion all over everybody else, the more you take from me and cause hardship for me and cause problems for me, the more we get. Josh Schulte this morning. Don't let her go to the store. She might find out the DA wants her back in jail so we can make her lie. We need a smear campaign so Charles can announce. Charles isn't right in the head. Mr. Perry, you want to be governor of what? The monkeys at the zoo? You can't even function normally. You don't get up and have a normal day like everybody else. You need to be seen in Lubbock with your family, not over here bothering me. Telling about 5 different stories, walking around with your entourage, trying to make yourself feel powerful, living in a little daydream pretend world. Do you know that was discussed? Comes up to Oklahoma, they can't get him to leave. Yup, chasing around a chick that doesn't like him. It's just this, just the same as this.
Just to kick back and relax in life and get away from the ratness, the rotten people, and just pursue a different life, get a better head start, you know? I'm no one to preach to you. I'm not Mr. Perfect. Believe me, I've got so many faults, way more than even you do in your crazy life you live. But
I'm a preschool teacher.
I don't wish, and I don't want any ill will on you. And animosity and anger is not good for the heart. I'm not angry at you. You know I love you. And I don't say.
No one cares. No one fucking cares. You know, here's the thing. She said, don't contact me. Doesn't go both ways. Time to move on. Everybody else does. Why can't you? It's no different with you, Mr. Perry. You look that pathetic.
Not about anybody. Never, ever.
I don't know.
When he asked me, the other girl I wanted to get to know. And she left her mom, you know, or she got arguments with her mom. Not her mom, her sister. And they were, getting along, and she's a real friendly, quiet girl. She's like the girl you'd see on Nickelodeon and you know, the Mickey Mouse Club growing up. But, I don't want to pursue anybody that way. There's young ladies and young girls and girls passed me by, and I didn't want you to pass me by.
Do you see the look on her face of, are you shitting me with this weirdo shit? Do you hear the words coming out of your mouth? How bizarre. Yep, that's how I think of you, Perry. No different at all. I moved twice. I picked up my entire life and changed it. Not one time, sir, but 2 times to get away from you. I have learned the law. I have spent every last penny I have trying to get rid of you. I don't want anything to do with you. When a woman says, get the hell off me, get the hell off. And the more you guys go at me, you are seeing things happen you've not seen before. Your guy says, when he pesters her and takes her money, things don't go well for us. We're seeing things happen we've not seen before. We don't know who these guys are helping her. I think they got some power. I think they're just flicking at us right now, and I'm afraid to see what happens when they stand up and crush us. And I don't want to be anywhere near Charles Perry when that happens, because I'm going to tell you it's going to happen. He has no idea who they are. You had 6 years to get me to slip up at a strip club. Who are they, Charles? Who got me the Fabian puzzle? Who told me Mike Neely was drugged and didn't kill Chief Miller? You did. You're tampering with a witness, sir. You're a stalker. You're a voyeur. You're creepy. And you got the shrink all worried, you know, she's looking at it. It's not normal to want to ruin somebody's life. It's not normal. You got something wrong with you. You got something seriously wrong with you. You can't keep up. So you want to destroy the people that can do better than you. It's pathetic. You are pathetic. You are not a victim. You're a murderer, and you're a cop killer, and you don't understand the outrage that brings up in cops all over the place that you killed a cop. It's not, I mean, you're serial, and we know that. You're serial, and we know that. You have no chance of anything real with me ever. I don't even know what to say. But the shrink is looking at all of you at this point. First, she's mainly looking at Perry. How come he doesn't respond right to what she just said? Ever. They'll get caught and do it anyway. That is not normal. That isn't normal. When I sped through Yale, I stopped after I got a ticket or 2. That's normal. So, she said his desire to sit around and peep all day on his lazy ass, perverting around, that is more important to him even than a cover-up. Because we've given him the cause and effect. When you bother me, you get caught. And he has no idea what you just said. Never responds appropriately. Never responds like a sane person. He'd rather be caught even than not sit around and peep all day long. That's not what governors do, sir. Governors are working. Do you have a law that you passed, that you initiated, and didn't just sign off on what somebody else did? Isn't it tax season? Do you still know how to add and subtract? How many times were you caught before you met me? How many after? And you have no date. Every day it's the same thing. You do the same thing. You don't get the date, you get told on. And you do it again. And then you don't get the date, you get told. It's 12 years of that. And you don't think people are going, what a nutbag. Yeah, they are. Normal folks don't like you. It's not hard to get information, Mr. Perry.
can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just talk
Leave
to
me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes and
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice, see you. Please,
what
God
happened?
bless you, but
What
please leave me
happened?
alone. Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop
that.
stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just talk
Leave
to
me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes and
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice, see you. Please,
what
God
happened?
bless you, but
What
please leave me
happened?
alone. Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. And you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh my God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm serious.
Sir, please leave.
Charles Perry, no one cares what you think. You weren't asked. We want you to shut up. Please, would you shut up? Get the hell out of my life. Get out of it. When you peep and poke, your guy says that. Your guy in Houston was recorded saying, peep and poke and pink penny Perry, pathetic Perry. He's getting us all in trouble. Can't control himself. Your guy said that. Your guy said, we've never had one of our victims of sexual exploitation figure out we have cameras in their house. We're causing their problems. Sue us, invoice us, and solve a murder we committed to cover all that up. Your guy said that. What courtroom are those being played in already to get wiretap orders or whatever kind of orders they're getting? When you bother me, cause and effect. When you touch a hot stove, you get burned. When you bother me, you get caught. It's been that way every day since the McNamara email. That was in 2015. That was 7 years ago. They got a big, huge case. You're broadcasting people all over the internet, all over the world, selling watch time of women and children. That's child pornography. And that's international. So it complicates things, doesn't it? You got caught this morning. My guys call me. Listen to this. Is she going to the store? Because you're peeping. You saw me getting ready to go to the store. You better tell the DA. What if she finds out? Find out what? That you trying to do another false arrest? Steve Consweiler, that one? That DA? Is that the DA you called? Is it? Oh, and then Charles is typing in my phone. Is it Al? Is Al leaking? Al, you better be careful. They think you're a leak. Mr. Perry, again, I'm not told who your leaks are. I'm not told what information they get from a leak or an investigatory order. I have no idea. Don't care either. Doesn't matter to me as long as I get the information. How that happens, I couldn't care less. Once you're in jail or the mental hospital, you're not around to peep and poke and hack and jam everything up and make one problem after another problem after another problem after another problem and impose your drama queen act on me. You're not around anymore to kill people. You're not around anymore to piss everybody off and to just, you never shut up. And we're sick of hearing it. We're sick and tired of hearing it. You need a lie. You need a lie. I want a lie. I need a, what is it when you're caught and you try to do it anyway? Then I go, well, I told you so. I did say. And so the shrink is like, why is he doing this when he's already been caught? But for he's mentally ill. Seriously, all of them are. First of all, it's not normal to want to hurt somebody. You're mentally ill if you do that. Doesn't matter what you think, what you tell yourself. You can bullshit yourself all you want. If you want to hurt somebody, if you want to ruin another person's life, you're mentally ill, she said. I don't care what they say. I don't care what bullshit story they tell themselves. I'm a shrink. I've seen a lot of things. I've worked in crime. They're mentally ill. It's not normal to do that. Nobody likes to watch human suffering. And if they can't tell that, they are mentally ill. They need to be getting treatment. Second of all, they'll do it anyway, even after they've been caught. That's even worse. Third of all, they never respond properly to what was just said or what's happening. They act like they don't know. So for those 3 reasons, all of them need to be put in the mental hospital. Because you don't do that kind of stuff and be normal. Reasonable, prudent, standard applies. In part, there's a bunch of other things that apply too. So, I don't know what else to say. I'm repeating the same thing over and over and over and over and over. So, my guys have watched you guys hack me. You're not the only one that can clone a phone, sir. So they sit there and watch you hack me. Last night, I had a bill due on my Verizon, my phone. I had a bill due. I'd already made payment arrangements and changed them 2 and 3, 4 times. Because you guys take my money, I can't pay my bills. That's interference with a contract in commerce with intent to coerce. And you got caught. So there's 4 contracts right now you've blown out of the water. None of your business, not your right to do. Grand larceny with intent to coerce and interfering with a contract. Interfering with a contract is civil unless it's intended to coerce. Now it's crime. So my guy calls me last night. He's like, well, I know you have that bill due. And we've sat and watched them fuck with your phone and your apps while you're trying to deliver food. I'll have my buddy call in an order. He's got a camera at his doorbell and get a picture of her. And then you got people pulling up here where I live and getting pictures of me, just like you did in Manford. Perry types in my phone, I got photos of you. Right, okay, well, I have said you're a stalker. I did move twice to get away from you. That should have been the end of it. Soap opera queen. They call you Liz Taylor up here. Did you know that? How embarrassing. Oh, fucking embarrassing. So, anyways, I mean, I'm not. These are not my words. These are somebody else. Other people's they get frustrated with you. Everybody gets very frustrated with you because you have no grasp on reality. You're so completely disconnected from what's really happening. It just frustrates people. Just like the TPD officer that was dealing with the mentally ill lady who had been wallowing around in the bathroom floor for 5 hours. And she's trying to get her to come out of the bathroom. She starts trying to start a fire. She's laughing. And they're jumping on this TPD officer like she did something wrong. Listen, she didn't do anything wrong. She's frustrated and having to deal with somebody who doesn't respond right to what's happening and what's just been said. Did you see Mr. Hyde in Albuquerque? That was a chilling situation. Mr. Hyde is a mentally ill man. He's having an episode and he knows it. So he's at least had a grasp on reality enough to know he needed help. He went to the Presbyterian hospital twice, 2, 3, 4 times that day, and said, I need to see a doctor. I'm having some problems. And they turned him away. He ended up killing 5 people, 2 cops. You got to take it seriously when somebody's showing mental illness. Al. Mr. Kunzweiler. Mr. Kunzweiler, listen, I totally respect you. I don't know you. You don't know me. That's the thing. You don't know me. You guys haven't even tried to get to know me. But you should. Because here's the thing. If you knew me, you would know whatever Mr. Perry says is bullshit. And this is a bigger case. And there are other victims, and you're hurting them too when you go at me. What we want to do is stop the suffering. What lawmen are supposed to do is relieve suffering caused by crime. Enforce the law. Peacekeep. So you don't get somebody else killed. And now he thinks Al's a leak. Al, you better not go if they coax you. How did you know Mike Neely had to be begged to go to Pensacola? Look where Mike is right now. So Al, be careful. I'm not going to let somebody else get hurt. So Mr. Kunzweiler, you're putting Al's life at risk too. If you're helping Mr. Perry. Not okay, sir. I don't have any disrespect for you. I really don't. I don't know you. Didn't come up here to pick a fight with anybody. I came up here to get away from one. I've done everything I can do to get Mr. Perry to leave me the fuck alone. That's all he had to do. Then he wouldn't need a lie right now, would he? What's this forgery, marriage license, power of attorney? Give it to me. Give it to me, bitch. If you sign my name to it, I have a right to see it. So everybody's like, well, we got a power of an attorney from Mr. Perry to give out all her, full access to her home. Yeah, but you know what you need to do is you give me a copy of that and watch him shit himself. Because I didn't sign it and I don't consent. Don't ever take somebody's word for it when they say, she told us we could do this, but don't talk to her about it. You better talk to her about it. You better make sure you got a legal liability too. This is about jail, Mr. Kunzweiler. Mr. Perry's going to jail. There's a whole bigger case. I don't know you. I don't have anything against you. I do have something against somebody who would stop people from being helped when they're being hurt. Mr. Perry's a serial killer. Do you understand? I know a whole lot more about it than you do, sir. You need to get on the right page, because you're not. There's a lot of things you have no idea, you don't know, and you need to know. It's your job to know. I'm telling you, equal protection. This is gender discrimination if I've ever seen it. I'm a woman, you're a misogynist, so you're just gonna try to, stomp all over the Constitution, not keep me safe in your jurisdiction. Somebody else has to do it. Who told me about this morning? What law enforcement agency has those recordings? She's going to the store. You better call the DA. Hope she doesn't find out what we're about to do to her. I did. I found out. So my guy tells me, I know your Verizon bill is due, and I know you need to make money. And I've watched them time and time again. When you need the money the most, jam up your apps and frustrate the hell out of you. And I know we're all frazzled, and I know you are too. And I got guys that need a night off. And I think you need a night off as well. Let the fucking contract go. Let it go. Let them disconnect your phone. I'll get them on another contract. Right now it's at 3. Let's make it 4 if that's how they're going to do. Because right now it should have already been paid. Your bills should be paid right on time. And the only reason they're not is because Perry won't keep his hands out of your wallet. And David Robertson. David Robertson, they think that you need to be in a mental hospital as well. Because you're also not responding properly to what's just said. You're not responding appropriately to the words said and what's happening. And you get caught and you do it anyway. And that's not normal. It's not normal to want to hurt somebody else and ruin somebody else's life and destroy. So they've talked to the shrink about you as well. You're not acting normal. And so that's your problem, isn't it? Fabian Puzzle, police. The police that got me the Fabian puzzle. Those guys. Right up under your nose. And it wasn't up to you, was it? It's never up to you. I found out this morning what you were trying to do. We don't know. I'm not told how they get that information. And I don't care. As long as I get it. I really couldn't care less. And I'm sick and tired, Charles, of you asking me. I'm not told that. You've asked that question every day. I've answered the question, sir. I don't even care. You know what I care about? Is that you're gone and I don't have to live like this anymore. I care that they wrap this up as quickly as possible. You guys are all in jail or a funny farm or nut house or whatever, and I don't have to deal with it anymore. We're done. I will never be broke again. So that's what my guy says. I think that you need to take a break. And don't push yourself and stress yourself out trying to make the money to pay that bill tonight. I think that they'll do something. You're going to get their people calling in orders. You're going to get they're going to frustrate the hell out of you again. They do it every time you try to work. They know you need money. They do it more. So what I want you to do is just sit tight. Let the contract go. And I'll get them on another contract, interfering with another contract, intending to coerce you. So that's what we did. Everybody needed a night off. He goes, we're all traumatized. You've been traumatized. This is crime. It traumatizes you. We're all frazzled. We're all stressed out. Let's just take a break and regroup and get refreshed and go right back at it the next day. But right now, everybody needs a night off. What happens is they got 40 of them, Charles, Dave, Al. And whenever I work, he goes, when you work, we have to call extra people in because there's so much going on. When you walk out of your front door, that I have to call extra people in to make sure we got everything covered. All the different players involved, I got to make sure all those people are covered. While Charles sits around on his fat, lazy ass and watches me work. He wants to be governor. Of what? Monkeys at the zoo? Get up off your ass and get your ass back to Lubbock and don't come up here again. You need an alibi. You need to be seen with your wife, Jacqueline, and your children, Jordan and Matthew, and not up here bothering me. You need to be seen doing anything but what I say you're doing. You are pathetic. No one gives a fuck what you think. You weren't asked. You were told you will, sir, comply with the law or go to jail or the nut house, whatever it is they decide to do with you. But we're sick and tired of this. We're sick and tired of it. Mr. Perry goes up to Oklahoma and tells everybody he's under threat. Cindy's threatening him. Do you know anybody that goes where the threat is and won't fucking leave? They can't get that guy to leave Oklahoma. He doesn't live there. He doesn't legislate there. He didn't have a business there. I don't think he can add and subtract anymore. I honestly don't. It's tax season. He's up here bothering me. When I was living in Lubbock, and I've been gone from Lubbock longer than I lived there. I hate that place. So there's like 5 people in that town that I respect, and I don't know how they stand it. If you want to know how my guys think, watch NYPD Blue. Watch that show. That's how they think. That's exactly how they think. Don't put up with the bullshit. Don't put up with the bullshit. Everybody, Perry thinks we're mean. Well, I'm watching an episode of The Closer, and they got a peep and Tom hacker, just like you, Perry. They're calling him, you got to, you should, they just, Peep and Tom Petunia, mama's boy, the kind that piss themselves and confess when they get arrested. They can't keep their mouth shut. They never shut up. Yeah, what's wrong with you? That you get your, I'm a victim. She said something mean. Everybody says something mean about guys like you. So get over it. You dish it out and you can't take it when somebody hits back. You don't like that. That's how these little bullies are. They bully and bully and bully and bully, and finally somebody just whacks them right back. Oh, all of a sudden they're all girled up. Oh, poor me. She hit me. Well, but how many times did you hit first? And I think what that was is somebody trying to make you stop. It was provoked. You're an antagonizer. So, I mean, don't whine and complain when somebody calls you a name. You just killed a cop. You're trying to kill me. You're trying to ruin my life. And you're worried because I called you a name? You shitting us with that? Oh, I don't even have words for that. Yeah. So the TPD officer was laughing, not because she's mean. She's laughing because she's frustrated and having to deal with somebody like you. Doesn't respond right to what's said or happening. I can totally, I totally identify with her. We do the same fucking thing. How do you handle that kind of stress and not lose your mind? You gotta have an outlet, okay? Well, the outlet is sometimes you make fun of the offender who's ruining and destroying and killing. A lot worse than calling somebody a name, don't you think? I mean, get over it, Perry. Petunia. I mean, come on with this. So, even your own people make fun of you. Even your own people make fun of you. You gotta have an outlet to deal with this kind of stress when someone's trying to take your life, and take your freedom, and ruin you. I moved twice to get away from you, to not have a fight. You brought it up here. You poked a bear that's bigger than your bear, whatever the hell that even means. Fabian Puzzle wasn't up to you, was it? So Mr. Perry, the guy says, Mr. Perry is, she's paid $5,000 to avoid a threat and not go to work. She's moved twice. I uprooted my child, completely changed my life to get away from a threat. Perry goes where the threat is, and they can't fucking get that guy to leave. Walks around with an entourage. I think he's living in a make-believe world. Because in Lubbock, he doesn't have the power. He doesn't have any power. So he goes to Oklahoma where they don't know any better. Walks around with his entourage, pretending he's important. How embarrassing. How pathetic. You have to be mentally sane to be the governor of a state. And you're delusional. And you're caught. And you're a liar and a cheat and a cop killer. Because you can't beat somebody to death and have not a mark on you. You've tried to kill me. I've heard you talking to the hitman in police recordings. Don't ask who told and then act like there's nothing going on. That would be law enforcement trying to put a stop to your crime. That's the other reason the shrinks, like, all of them need to be institutionalized. They all need treatment because they're all asking, how'd she find out? Who told? And then they act like there's nothing, like we're not here. We're right here. So what is your problem? You have no grasp on reality, do you? None. I have signed up to work for four different food delivery services. So, how would you know which one I'm working for on any given night but for hacking me? To have your buddies call in and get a picture of me with their little doorbell camera. Perry's typing in my phone. We got pictures of you pulling up to my house, taking pictures of me. What the fuck? The allegations are stalking. My guy goes, we've watched them frustrate the hell out of you. Here's the thing with food delivery. You're not going to take the order if it's not at least $1 to $2 a mile. So when you get an order for 20 miles and they want to pay you $5, you're like, yeah, nope, I'm not going to take that. There's a great frustration with you guys that I won't go to Chipotle. We've heard you talking about it. How do I get that? How do I know that? And then you act like there's nobody helping me. You better wake up. You better get a grip on reality. Mr. Perry, you're delusional. You're making people mad. You have, how many times were you told on before you met me? How many after? Can you still add and subtract? Or have you lost your mind to the point that you can no longer do that? You can't be governor if you can't function like a normal person. You're disconnected from reality. Completely, aren't you? We're tired of repeating the same thing. That gets to be very irritating to everybody who's smart.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh my God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm curious.
Sir, please leave.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me. Stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
and I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice, see you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
and I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice, see you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
and I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice, see you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
and I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again.
Which police department has that recording? Or law enforcement agency? Which one has that recording? We got to get her back into Texas so we can do more to her. Get her kicked out of her home. Which you've been talking about doing for over a year. Right here. We'll get her kicked out on smoking. You know what? They got another recording yesterday. Here's the thing. Let's say she's smoking in her house. Everybody says she's got a vape now, but let's say she's smoking in her house. We've not provided a safe environment for her to live in. We gave her address out to the stalker and gave him full access to peep on her while she takes a shower, while she goes to the bathroom, while she sleeps, while she does anything. Sits there and watches her. How creepy. She's in danger. So, if she doesn't feel comfortable sitting outside, that's our fault, not hers. But for analysis, right? But for you put me in danger, now all the stuff that you're doing is on you. And you are a conspirator to commit coercion. Yeah, not cool. She did it. Exactly what y'all told her to do. She did it last year. And they just talked about it again yesterday. It might be a breach of contract, but for we put her address out there. He's got people coming up taking pictures of her. She doesn't feel safe. She won't go outside on her own porch where she lives at her home, where she has the legal right to be safe from an offender, a stalker, a peeping Tom, Petunia, sits behind a computer, too scared to have any kind of real life. Do you know, who was it that asked? I'm not told who I'm listening to. Sometimes I can recognize voice tone. Sometimes I get it wrong. Sometimes I can tell by content. But they don't tell me who it is. There's a reason for that. It's to protect people. Because you like to kill cops and shit. And judges and shit. This is Pelican Brief, if ever I've seen it. Yeah. So, you got a lot of suspicion on you, Perry. Go run for governor. Go do it. You're not even mentally capable of being normal for 5 minutes. Much less, you can't function normally for 5 minutes. Much less do that. Somebody said that. Perry, a high school kid can get over it and move on, and Charles Perry can't. Cynthia has overcome a $25 million attempt to smush her. That's who should run a state. Somebody that can do that. Our shrink said she's a high functioning individual under prolonged extreme duress. Yeah, I do have to take breaks. Last night, my guys called everybody off. Everybody sit at home and rest. Because every time she goes to work, we gotta call everybody in. Everybody's stressed out. Everybody's worried about her. Everybody's anxious because they want that. They love to cause everybody to be stressed out and anxious. What are they gonna do to her tonight that we gotta keep from happening? So, when she needs money, then they really go at it. They really jam everything up. And I get 20 orders of, drive 10 miles and we'll pay you $2. Or no orders at all. Or order to your buddy with a camera on his doorbell. You know, I mean, you don't think my guys talk to Grubhub, Uber Eats, and DoorDash? There's no possible way they get to choose a driver when they have their buddy call in who has a camera all over his house. But for hacking. Yep. So, you did this. You did this, didn't you? But you got caught. And that's the thing. When they get caught and they do it anyway, that's mental. So how are you going to be governor if you can't be normal and function like a normal human being? Get off your fat, lazy, perverted ass and go work. And go be seen with your family. And go be seen in Lubbock with your people. You can't. Monkeys at the zoo, maybe, but not a state of Texas or any state. You don't legislate in Oklahoma. Get out of Oklahoma. You don't need to be here. Up here pretending. Some fantasy life is ridiculous. You look ridiculous. He's walking around to Oklahoma with an entourage, pretending he has power, and he's important, and he matters, because in Lubbock he doesn't. People there know better. Didn't need it. She's not a threat. She moved to get away from him. Paid $5,000 not to go to work. And gave up all kinds of money that I could have made at work. You have to go to work to eat, to pay your bills. And here I am last night. Let it go. They know you need the money. They're going to fuck with you even more than ever, as they always do. When you need money more, the more you need money, the more they fuck with your apps. And then you spend the whole night getting frustrated, not making money. And we don't need that tonight. All of us, we've been traumatized enough watching them try to hurt you. And you getting traumatized, getting hurt. They're on your phone, and they won't get the fuck out of it. So, I don't know, Mr. Consueler. I don't know who you are. I mean, I know who you are, but I don't know you, and you don't know me, and you better get to know me. It is your job to know all the facts before you make a move one way or the other. I have the right to equal protection against a stalker. Doesn't matter what, this is gender discrimination if ever I've seen it. It is pathetic. You have a legal obligation to protect life. You don't know the other victims or the other jurisdictions working on this, do you? And you better know. And that's why I found out. Because you didn't take the time to check. We have a dead Lucky and a almost dead framed Mike. You can't beat someone to death and have no mark on you. You can't do it. He doesn't have superpowers. And that made a whole lot of people mad. And the longer he sits in jail, they get madder and furious, and more angry, and more angry, and more angry because justice wasn't served there. I should have been able to testify. I filed a motion to intervene. That's how far I was willing to go to protect the life of a police officer who was trying to help me. Why won't you? It's embarrassing to me. Anybody who's in law enforcement that doesn't enforce the law and hurts people and tampers with a witness and fucks with me and tries to make me fail. That is not what law enforcement is for. Get out of it. Do it right or go home. You don't have a choice. It's not up to you. I found out because it's not up to you. The Fabian puzzle got to me in jail. It's not up to you. People are hurting. Make it stop. That's your job. Honor in the badge. There's honor in the badge. We have an officer down in need of assist. Why am I the only one coming through for him and the people helping me that don't live in Oklahoma? Watch NYPD Blue and you'll see how my guys think. Pretty much just like that. It is embarrassing to us that you are acting the way you're acting. Mr. Kunzweiler, I don't know you. I didn't come up here to pick a fight with you. But you're disappointing a whole lot of people with a whole lot more power than you will ever have. More in their pinky toe than you will ever have. And they're talking about Josh Schulte this morning. Is this related to Josh Schulte? Maybe. He's from Lubbock. He hosted websites on his computer, he said. And Charles Perry is a child pornographer, allegedly. He hurts kids. You okay with that, Mr. Kunzweiler? He hurts children. You okay with that? He hurt my children. You okay with that? He hurt John Neely. He hurt a cop. Are you okay with that, sir? Can you live with that? That's your legacy. That is your legacy. We expected better. It's the law. There's plenty of evidence to support what I claim. And there's a reason Charles Perry will not let me in court. I put him on the stand, and you know good and well he'll have to plead the fifth. And that's why he wants to do another false arrest. That's why he wants to destroy me. That's why he wants to ruin me, because I'm good at what I do. Better than you are. Better than you are. You don't know me. You don't know who I know, and you don't know who's helping me. But I got help, and you know, you guys can't tell. Her shrink's like, oh my God. Oh my God. They act like we're not here. I don't have superpowers, nor does Mike Neely. You sure have pissed off all the wrong people, though. You pissed off all the wrong people. And so, yeah, you got caught this morning. You get caught every time. I don't even know what to say to that. This is the McNamara, Mr. Kunzweiler. Mr. Perry has just tried a different angle every day since this one. I got this one. Arrange a false arrest so I can make her lie. I can make her pretend she likes me. He's a stalker, Mr. Kunzweiler. Apply the stalking laws, please. In Oklahoma. Fraud, perjury. Enforce the law, sir. I have the right to equal protection. You're denying me my constitutional rights, and I'm pissed about it. I have the right to be pissed about it. You don't have I have the right to redress. You don't have the right to tamper with a witness, sir. That's the witness list. This guy didn't beat up anybody. He slept through it. I said it in March 2020. Mr. Neely was drugged. He didn't do it. That was confirmed in May. The first responders. We got to the room. He's laying on top of his best friend who is deceased. But he's passed out, unconscious, and in respiratory distress. We determined he had had opioid overdose and needed to be treated for that, not being knocked out in a fight. He wasn't in a fight. His hands would look like Chief Miller's face. Charles killed Chief Miller. Dave and Charles. And Josh knew about it, and he didn't stop it. And Matt didn't know about it until after it was all over with, but he has done everything he can do to cover it up. Accessory after the fact, Mr. Kunzweiler. I don't know you. I don't have anything against you until you try to go at witness coerce me. Intimidate. The justice system is for justice, Mr. Perry, not trying to force a woman to do something she doesn't want to do. It isn't to be used for your stalking, sir. Get the hell out of my life. When you bother me, when you go at me, you get caught. And nothing else happens. You never get a date. You're not gonna get a date. You're not good enough. You're weirdo. You're creepster. You embarrass me. And we're all sick and tired of hearing what you want. You need a lie. Whatever. Shut up. Please, shut up. And get out of my life. Get the fuck out of it. This is somebody who pulled up to take pictures of me. And that's what the guy said. If she won't go outside, that's our fault. We gave them her address. We gave them full access to her house. They pull up and take pictures of me. Everybody wrote a statement about it. Everybody wrote a statement about it, Perry. You're not fooling anybody. Mr. Kunzweiler, look at this. Does this not, Do you put what planet do you live on that you can look at this and go, oh, she's not being stalked. Let's put her in jail. Make her lie. I assert my equal protection right to application of being stalked. Stalking laws, anti-stalking laws. Enforce the law. Because the offender's still out there offending while you try to ruin me. Why would you do that? Why the hell would anyone do that? Children are being hurt. There's other victims. You're hurting them too. Going at me. Not cool. We find out because people are pushing back, saying, Mr. Consueler, not cool. Absolutely not okay. Fraud upon a court, perjury again. Did you look at my state case and look at the perjury in my state case and the judicial impropriety? Maybe you should try that. Don't you care about victims of crime? Isn't that your job? Do you care about domestic violence? You do or you don't. Which one is it? Yeah. Do you see this? This was the first death threats I got, Mr. Consueler. At my work. Did you have my blood tested? Nope. You let them obstruct justice, and then you didn't file charges. That you let them destroy my evidence, you didn't file charges. And now we got a dead Lucky and an almost dead framed Mike because you didn't. Now you want to try to put me in jail? Why? To punish me for telling the truth? We have the right to redress. You don't get to use taxpayer money to stalk a woman and ruin my life. It's upsetting that you would even think of that. Are you for domestic violence victims or not? Which one is it? You can't be both. It's either you are or you're not. Who is the person that said, point out for me on Mike Neely where he has injuries that look like he was in a fight? Who is it that said to Mr. Powell, have you talked to Mr. Perry because I'm concerned about him? When I'm talking to him, he acts like he thinks Cynthia's family is his family. Does he know that's not his family? That's her family. Does he even know? Because the way he's talking, it sounds like he has no idea. Who said that? I mean, deal with reality, all of you. All of you. Do you see this? March 2020. Mike was drugged. He didn't do it. March 2020. I actually have one going back to January. What does that say? Oh, he was drugged and we treated him with Narcan. Because you can't beat somebody to death and have not a mark on you. You're going to have bruising on your hands like we saw on Chief Miller's face. He beat a man to death. He didn't just have a little fight. He beat him to death. He died. He's a chief of police. He's a cop. And there were some guys that used to be in New Mexico. Used to be there. They're not there now, but they were. Talking. Because y'all call around trying to figure out who's helping me. You're not going to believe this. Those guys from Texas that have that sex exploitation business killed a cop in Oklahoma. Guess who caught it? Lynn? Nope. Lynn's kid. His daughter. They want to know if we're helping her. I said, nope, but I wish we were. That's how people talk about you behind your back and how they talk about me, Mr. Consueler. You want to ruin me for them? Why would you do that? Are you for protecting women against domestic violence or not? You can't do both. It's one or the other. How do you expect other women to come forward and leave the spouse? Here's what happens to cops. Domestic violence is putting a police officer's life at risk more than a lot of other crimes. So you got a guy that beats the hell out of his wife all the time, and you want her to leave him and have a better life for her and her children. Little babies sit and watch mom get that shit beat out of her by some guy. Do you want that for these children? For our community? Is that what you want? Because when you go after a domestic violence victim, that's the message you're sending. And not only that, but every time a cop has to show up over and over and over at the same fucking house, you're putting him at risk, or her. Why would you do that? Why would you put them at risk like that? Because the guy that just beat the fuck out of his wife, a lot of those guys are not thinking right, and they're insane, and they'll hurt a cop too. What is it, 60% of police injuries are domestic violence related or something? I mean, there's a stat on that. I don't know it off the top of my head. Maybe you should look it up. Why would you discourage women from trusting you by going at me? You're sending a message. Not the right one. Protecting life. You're showing a depraved indifference to human life, sir. I don't think that's cool. That's why we got the information we got. A lot of people don't think that's cool. In a civilized society, we don't tolerate corruption in our police departments or in our DA's office or in the judiciary. We don't. You go to jail. Now, I'm not threatening you with that. What I'm saying is maybe rethink taking Perry's side. Because there's a whole lot of victims and a whole lot you don't know. And you haven't taken any time at all to get to know me. Because if you did, you would not be able to bring yourself to help a man like Mr. Perry. And I get that there's these guys that go around and bully everybody and threaten. And here's a little threats and bribes. I get it. Talk to me and I'll help you. Because I'm doing it. I'm fighting it. Why can't you? Why can't you? Mr. Perry and Mr. Robertson and Mr. Powell and Mr. Burson and Calvin and Chadwick, you get caught when you mess with me. Why might that be? Why might that be? They want to check all of you into the mental hospital because one, it's not normal to want to ruin somebody's life, and number two, you get caught and you try to do it anyway and you act like my guys aren't there. So you're acting delusional. Like you have no idea what's happening and you don't understand what's being said to you. They want to put you all in the mental hospital. Don't ask, how did she find out? And then act like I don't have help. I can't do that by myself. There's no fucking way. I didn't find out Mike was drugged by myself. I didn't drive over to Florida and ask any questions at all. Somebody else did. Police. So, why are you tampering with a witness? Why are you committing a domestic violence crime? Mr. Consueler, why aren't you protecting me? Why is somebody else having to do that? Don't put all women at risk, and all their children too, by not enforcing the law. And Mr. Perry and Robertson and all these guys by themselves hurt women and children that you know nothing about. And you're putting them at risk when you go at me. It's witness tampering. It's illegal. Don't do it. I don't like Mr. Perry. Why don't you lock him up so he can't do this anymore? Why don't you lock him up for perjury? Why don't you lock him up for fraud? He went into court and lied. Why don't you get Judge Morrissey? Have a chat with her. How many times my guys have recordings of them talking to Judge Morrissey. You don't have that. We have that. What courtroom is that popping out in? So, I mean, I'm not trying to pick a fight with you. I just came here to not have a fight. They came up here and they won't leave me alone. It is your job then to enforce the laws of Oklahoma and protect me as a citizen of Oklahoma, because when cops from somewhere else have to do it, that's a problem for you, don't you think? I mean, if I found out this morning something's wrong, don't you think? Yeah, I would think something's wrong. All right, Al, read this. Look at Mike Neely. Look at Chief Miller. He's typing in my phone, is it Al? Is Al a leak? And again, I'm not told who leaks are. I don't know what information comes from a leak and what comes from a court order. But what I know is that if you're getting coaxed, don't go. Be careful. Watch yourself. And Mr. Consueler, I apologize if I hurt your feelings, but I'm not going to put up with it. I don't have to. I have help. I found out because I have help. And you need to get on the right page. Clearly, you're in the dark on some very important facts, sir. You need to protect women and children from bullies and domestic violence offenders, serial killers like Mr. Perry. I have a whole lot of things I could tell you if you'll meet with me and get to know me. But I'm not going to come to you. You're going to have to come to me. You're going to have to contact me. You're going to have to schedule an appointment with me. And there's some things I'll tell you and some things I won't be able to. It's a need to know. You're obstructing justice. I'm a witness. You're tampering with a witness. Fraud upon a court, perjury is illegal. I'm not committing a crime. I'm not. Mr. Perry killed Chief Miller and tried to kill Mike and framed him. And then suborned perjury in Mike's trial. I'm going to get him out of jail. I have help. It's not up to them. It's not up to him. He's an officer down in need of an assist, and I'm going to help him. And that's all there is to it. Help her get out of my way. Help her get out of my way. Because at the end of the day, it's not about anything but saving lives. Relieve suffering caused by crime. Relieve it, sir. Don't cause it. And that's why you get caught when you fuck with me, because you keep causing injury and harm and suffering and stress and anxiety and fear. And now we have a shrink ready to put you all in the nut house. Not responding appropriately to what she's saying or what's happening. They get caught and they do it anyway. Whoa, okay. And why would you want to hurt somebody? Why would you want to ruin a life? Bad guys don't like to get caught, but you already are. That's the problem. You act like you're not all there, that you're not getting it. When you get told on every fucking day. And you have to ask me, who told? Is it Al? Then you ought to know somebody's watching out for me. Somebody else in law enforcement is involved in this. Or I wouldn't have all that information, would I? Al, I don't, be careful. He thinks you're a leak. Charles, I'm not told that. I've said that over and over and over and over and over. Leave everybody alone. Then you won't need a cover-up.